Welcome back to Stacked. We've got our pink drink in hand, and today we are going to be talking about how to make the people first so that the numbers follow. Because the math is not going to math if your customers just feel like a transaction. So we all know business is a numbers game, right? And that's true. But if your clients feel like just a number, then the math is never going to work out. You're going to take on clients, they're going to stay for a little bit, and then you're going to lose them. And so in today's episode of Stacked, we're going to dig into the non-negotiables of a scalable business. And those include brand tone that builds trust, a customer experience that creates loyalty, and systems that feel human and not robotic. And then finally, why your customer doesn't have to be right to still have all the power. If you've ever said, they ghosted me after the proposal, or why didn't they rebook, then this episode is for you. Let's talk about the real reasons people come back or they never do. Here's the truth. The customer isn't always right, but in today's world, they control the narrative. They control your reviews and what they say. They control your referrals and how many they send. They control the screenshots that they can post from your communication. And they can also control the way that they describe your brand to other people. And that's real power because your reputation is everything. And if your systems, tone, or touch points make them feel like a line item on your revenue sheet, they're just going to go somewhere else, even if you're better at what you do. We don't buy from the logos anymore. We buy from how the brands make us feel. And now a logo has a place in that, but that is not the whole reason. Whether you're responding to a text, sending an invoice, or following up after a call, your tone is either building the relationship or it's reinforcing a transactional relationship only. And here's how to fix it. 1, write your automations in your natural voice. One of the best ways to do this is to ask ChatGPT what questions you need to answer so that it can develop a brand voice for you. And then when it spits back out all the questions it needs, voice record yourself answering them. Voice recording is the best way to get your natural language use, your natural word choices, and the emphasis and passion behind specific key points. Next, you're going to add empathy into templates. Make sure that ChatGPT does this in a way that makes sense for you. So some brands are super empathetic, and you can say lean heavy into empathy. And others, you want to be business lined first. And so again, just coach ChatGPT on how that needs to reflect for your brand. You can say things like, thanks for trusting us, instead of form received. That brings a human touch and makes it feel less transactional for your customer. And use warmth without sounding like a robot. Again, this is a great place for ChatGPT to help you draft up emails, responses, text messages, or even just the fine print line on your invoices to make sure that even down to the final detail, your brand voice is still present. And this is exactly what we do inside Dallowry Flow. We systemize your tone so that your brand sounds like you, even when you're not the one writing. We do this with a ton of different features, but more specifically with the AI employee, which we train using ChatGPT's brand voice trainer. Most people treat reviews like a vanity metric, but they're actually the fastest trust builder in your business. And when a customer reads, they responded so quickly, even when I had questions after hours, or it felt like I mattered, not just like a sale, that transfers emotional trust to the reader. So if you want to grow faster, automate the review request process. It's one of the fastest ways to do it. 1, send it after 1 hour after a great service, right? So immediately, that way you're still on their brain. 2, make it super easy. Make it 1 button click or 1 sentence that's already hyperlinked so they don't have to go and find it. Asking them to go find you on Google and then review, that's 2 extra steps. Just make it 1 simple button. And then remind them with warmth if they forget. Now within Dallowry Flow, we can use trigger links, which means we know when the button is clicked and when it's not. And so therefore, if they click it, you don't send a follow-up. But if they don't click it after an hour, you can then say, hey, just a reminder, we would really appreciate this. We've seen businesses double inbound leads just by improving their review flow and increasing the number of reviews they receive. Next, funnels are great, but if your onboarding is cold or generic, or if it sounds robotic in your emails, or if your check-in message feels like spam, sounds like spam, If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, what are your customers going to believe it is? You won't retain clients, you won't get referrals, and you won't grow that way. The real funnel isn't your landing page, and Google has proven this. Go check out our other episode on this. It's the experience that they've had once they say yes, and all the little tiny touch points in between. The messy middle is what Google's calling that. That means that you need personalization in your automations. You can start with a template, but it needs to be in your brand voice. You need speed in your response time. The best way to do that is to train an AI employee to sound exactly like you so that it responds for you even when you're busy. You need clear expectations. That comes from very easy to read contracts in an understandable language and consistency across all communication before and after. And you need branded delivery, not copy and paste chaos. Throw your logo on the bottom of every single email. Use the same header and the same footer, no matter what style of communication it is. The experience is the product. And the more thoughtful you make it, the more clients turn into advocates. So this is what Dallowry is built to do. We don't automate to save time, not only. We automate to deliver better, more consistent, and human experiences. Your tone, your gratitude, your check-ins, your confirmations, all of it can be systemized without losing the soul. And that's what separates us from other Go High-level agencies. They hand you templates, and we build relationships that scale with your voice, your brand, and your goals baked into every single step. The numbers matter, but they'll never add up if people don't feel seen, heard, and valued. Let us help you build a system that makes you feel more human, not less. A business that serves, sells, and scales without losing your tone, your voice, and your customers' trust. Book your strategy call at dallowryflow.io. This is Stacked, where we automate, elevate, and repeat.